RBD defense.
Today's video is a very important video. It's a video that has been requested for months at this point. When will the Hisar-O arrive? Where are we in the delivery timeline right now, and why is it taking so long? In this video, I will recount and explain everything from the very beginning to the most recent update. So if you want to know the delivery date for the Hisar-O, then pay attention and watch the video till the end. Let's start from the beginning. The Hisar-O is Turkey's first indigenously made medium-range air defense system jointly developed by Roketsan and Aselsan. When the Hisar-O was first revealed to the public, Bangladesh was the first country to show interest. On November 18, 2019, Orhan Turan, a Turkish insider, said that Bangladesh would be the first country to acquire the Hisar-O. In 2019, even the design wasn't finalized for the Hisar-O. That is how early we are talking. Fast forward a little more than 2 years, and in 2022, the head of the Turkish defense industries announces that Bangladesh and Turkey have signed a government-to-government defense deal. The head of the Turkish defense industries personally announcing a defense deal, a government-to-government defense deal, implies and basically guarantees that the defense deal includes equipment that is of high importance and of high value. Bangladesh had bought military equipment from Turkey many times before, various types of armored vehicles and small arms, but the head of the Turkish defense industries had never made any sort of announcements for those, because such small, quote-unquote small, still multi-million-dollar deals, it's not important enough for such a man to announce. So this was a very significant development. Just 1 year earlier, Bangladesh had received its first batch of Turkish MLRSs, which were the TRG-230 and TRG-300, the first batch. So if Bangladesh already took delivery of such high-level equipment just 1 year earlier, what could be in this defense deal? Many Turkish and Bangladeshi sources said that the deal included laser-guided bomb kits, precision-guided missiles, medium-range air defense systems, and anti-ship missiles. We later found out that the laser-guided bomb kits were the Turkish Teber-guided bomb kits, and the precision-guided missile was the Roketsan Kirit 70mm missile. We know this because Turkey delivered both of these to the Bangladesh Air Force. So that leaves the medium-range air defense system and the anti-ship missile. And we know for a fact that the Hisar-O is the medium-range air defense system, as Turkey does not make any other medium-range SAM systems. We can assume that the head of the Turkish defense industries would not make a personal announcement just for some bomb kits and some small precision-guided missiles. Bangladesh had made way more expensive deals with Turkey in the past. So this means that the government-to-government deal that the head of the Turkish defense industries announced did in fact include equipment that was more expensive and more high level. So if the sources rightly predicted the procurement of the Teber laser-guided kits and the Roketsan Kirit precision-guided missile, there would be no reason to believe that they would be wrong about the medium-range air defense system and the anti-ship missile. So what is going on? Now we need to fast forward 3 more years to January of 2025. During late January, Aselsan, one of the manufacturers of the Hisar-O, announced that the Hisar-O had completed all of its field trials and passed all tests and now was greenlit for mass production. Meaning from 2019 to January of this year, the Hisar-O has been in various stages of testing. Meaning that in this 6-year time period, Turkey has made a handful of prototypes of the Hisar-O and tested them. This is not surprising considering that this is the very first time Turkey is developing a medium-range air defense system. Complex technology like this takes many years to develop. So even though it might seem like Bangladesh has been waiting to take delivery of the Hisar-O for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, in reality we have only been waiting for a little more than 6 months. Because before January of this year, the Hisar-O didn't even exist, like a production model didn't exist. What existed were a couple of prototypes that were used for testing purposes. Turkey has only started producing the Hisar-O in late January of this year, so we have been waiting for 6 months. Okay, so now how do we understand this 6-month time? How do we comprehend it? I will explain. Bangladesh is not the only country that showed interest in purchasing the Hisar-O. Another country that not only showed interest, but in fact signed a deal for a custom variant of the Hisar-O was Indonesia. In 2022, Indonesia signed a deal with Turkey for Turkey to make them a custom version of the Hisar-O. And guess what? At the time of recording this video, in late July of 2025, Indonesia has not taken delivery of the Hisar-O systems yet. So it's not like Turkey isn't just delivering it to Bangladesh. Turkey is not delivering it to anyone, even Indonesia, whom they signed a deal for a custom variant for. Turkey is not scamming or tricking us in any way. Truth of the matter is, Turkey's production capacity is very, very low when you compare them to military production giants like China, Russia, and America. Turkish production capacity isn't even 5% of what China's is. Of course, this is a problem that Turkey is trying to fix through the exclusive defense economic zones with Bangladesh, which will greatly increase their production capacity. I do believe that in the future, components or maybe even whole units of Turkish air defense systems will be produced in Bangladesh in the defense economic zones. But until that happens, Turkey's military production capacity is going to be low, which means that the delivery dates are not going to be any faster. Bangladesh received its first batch of Turkish MLRS systems, so the TRG-300 and TRG-230, in 2021. Do you know when we received our second batch? We received our second batch this year in 2025. That is how slow Turkish military equipment delivery is. Now, am I saying it's going to take us 2-3 years to get the delivery of the Hisar-O? Of course not. I am not saying that. Turkey has always delivered the first batch of any equipment that we purchased within a year and a half. We saw this with the TB2 and the first batch of the Turkish MLRSs. So when can we reasonably expect to take delivery of the Hisar-O systems? They have been in production for 6 months, almost 7 months already. So I would say that Bangladesh will take delivery of its first batch of Hisar-O air defense systems between January and August 2026. It might be 1 month earlier, it might be 1 month later, but that is the most reasonable timeline. Thank you everyone for watching the video till the end. This will be the last time I make a video about the Hisar-O until we take delivery of it. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you want to support my work, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And I will see you in the next video.